Hello, I'm Reese Morin, and today with the help of a few of my colleagues, we're going to be talking about BioMar, which is a fish feed company, and more specifically, we're going to be talking about the soy use that they use in their products. So we want to look at our thesis statement now, which is that BioMar creates precise assessments to ensure and document the sustainability and responsibility of their sources of soybean. Soy is subject to specific requirements, and the company claims to only buy from deforestation-free soybean products. Now, when we look at any sort of farming product, it is quick to see that deforestation can become a problem. And for me, the first thing that comes to mind is cattle farming in the Amazon. We've seen deforestation occur in order for these cattle farms to happen. So now we want to look at the history of the product. When we look at the 1960s to 1970s, BioMar is actually one of the first companies in Europe to use a pelletized dry feed. Now, this is better for the environment, but also better to handle as opposed to their wet product that they were using before in the field. And then we moved to the 1980s and 1990s where they introduced Ecoline, which is the first environmentally declared fish feed food. Now, this is a big step because they are taking a look at the environment. And with this, they also established sustainability as one of the main goals in their feed development, which is a big step for any company to take. But then moving forward, we can look at the 2000s where they introduced smart feed in order to better the fish's health. Now with this, when we're consuming a fish, we want the healthiest fish possible so that we can have the best health possible. You don't want to be eating some sort of tarnished fish that makes you sick and then can get potentially hundreds, thousands of other people sick by eating it. So when you have a better fish's health, that is a big goal. And they also launched the BioSustain program, which is optimization of sustainability efforts and measuring and evaluating their product line, which is another big step forward for the company in order to create a sustainable future. So then we want to look at the 2010s, which they introduced feeds containing Bacticel, which is the only probiotic approved by the European Union for inclusion in agricultural feeds. Now, with this, they also have announced that they are going to start publishing their global sustainability reports, which shows a big transparency in the company that they are actually trying to take steps to show you that they want to be sustainable, and they're going to show you how they are doing it in order to remain on that ethical standpoint of we are doing this and we are going to do it right, and trying to lay the framework for this industry and hopefully getting other companies to follow.
As far as sustainable sourcing goes, BioMar is committed to producing raw, sustainable aquacultural feed that produces and contributes to a lesser impact on the carbon footprint regarding the soy that they provide. This can be achieved by being sourced from ethical and sustainable companies like Proterra, Carmara, and COPA, and helping drive their leadership in being the leaders in sustainable aquacultural feed, since they provide that source of soy for BioMar's feed. More sustainable solutions will allow for a wider supply chain of raw material and for a more comprehensive portfolio of sustainable soy for BioMar's feed. As for the manufacturing goes, for the supply chains like Copa, Carmaru, they use many pesticides, and these pesticides are permitted in Brazil. As for Norway, they're not permitted, so these supply chains are located in Brazil, which BioMar supplies from, and these pose many health problems to humans. Soy is the most farmed source of feed in the world, and is using massive lands in order to produce this feed. And it is told that land space for producing soy is rising exponentially in Brazil. And BioMar produces roughly around 400,000 tons of feed annually, so they heavily rely on their suppliers to supply with the soy. And their average soy content in their feed was around 14%.
In order to our company to get the raw material that it needs to have a product at the best quality, it has to go through a long process, and we're going to see it a little bit here in our logistics. So the raw material that our company uses is soy, and soy is used to feed our fishes. So Selecta is one of our first companies, and they have their location where they get and plant their soy. It has a wide area and excellent infrastructure, which assures ideal conditions for production, storage, and distribution. products are stored in bulk big bags or small bags and may be shipped either by railroad or roadways system. Then from there is sent to Tubarão Port, which is in Espírito Santo, Brazil. Excellent and efficient channel. It counts with one of the best operational structures in the country. And from there is sent to the largest port in Brazil, Santos Port. Shipments and containers are distributed worldwide from there. So we have our second company, which is Caramuru, and this one has the largest investment in logistics. The largest. It has 73 storage facilities located at strategic points around Brazil. Handling process used transport production and Itimburia go. So all the points right here, they're the handling process. And the production starts here in São Simão and Itimburia in Goiás. From there is sent to Port of Pederneiras, which is the closest to this location. And then it's sent to the largest port in Brazil, which is Port Santos. And from there, it is exported overseas. And that is how our company gets the raw material from these two companies.
So that is Caramuru. Another supplier that we research and want to talk about today is COPA. So this is a Brazilian soy crushing supplier. So they are considered soy crushing pioneers because they started crushing soybeans in 1967. So as far as we know, this is one of the oldest suppliers for soybean. So this company, they focus on producing sustainable and non-GMO soy products. So that is their concentration. That is their core, basically, producing sustainable, non-GMO soy products. So they do have a heavy European presence that is really important in Rotterdam in the Netherlands. So basically, this presence allows for them to have more cost-efficient logistics, efficient lead times for their deliveries in this port, as well as direct access to a source of sustainable non-GMO soy product. So that's why their presence in the Netherlands is very important. Something that was very highlighted in their website was their packaging in the logistics portion, which we found very interesting. They really focus on the quality, not only of their product, but of their packaging. So the majority of their non-GMO lecithin is stored in Rotterdam, as I said, and their packaging facility is approved by the world-leading infant formula manufacturers. So as you can see, their packaging includes bulk by truck, as well as all of these details that we see here. They also carry additional hydrogen peroxide at customer request and bulk and package material for customers globally. So they are very attentive to their clientele, and they do want to produce at the need of their customers, or their clientele of who they're selling to. So these are the two, other than the first, suppliers that we focused on for soybeans.
The first recommendation revolves around the Brazilian soybean scandal. Basically, BioMar traded with 3 Brazilian soybean producers, Caramuru, Selecta, and COPA, and they were all taking part of illegal deforestation, illegal use of pesticides, and labor use. And so they did make a statement about this, but we suggest that they continue to show where they stand regarding this issue on their website so that they can be a more transparent company. And then the second suggestion we have is to have regular check-ins with companies that BioMar sources from to ensure that this does not occur again. And again, show that on their website or somewhere where the public can see. And then thirdly, we think that they should include a page on their website that shows the raw materials that are being used in their product. For example, having a page on soy, because right now that information can only be found in a 20 to 30 page report nested inside their website, and it's really difficult to find, and making that more accessible would be more transparent and more better. And then finally, we think that with social media and an online presence being a vital part in company success, we think that BioMar should join on this. And this would not only reach more people, but it would also inspire others to adapt to more sustainable supply chain practices. So in conclusion, BioMar focus on retaining suppliers that support ethical practices regarding the production of soy. And despite the whole Brazilian soy scandal, BioMar has illustrated the importance of having a supply chain that does not contribute toward illegal pesticide use or deforestation or slave labor by subjecting their soy feed and production to specific requirements.